Well, for our final feature on the show today, we're going to turn to the importance of information in the management of an organization's most important asset, which is its people. I mean, we've said this time and time again, there's really no more important asset than an organization has than the people that help it accomplish its mission, interface with its clients and customers, and really carry the ball forward. Is it time to to bring data to managing, sorry. And that's the editorial question asked by freelance writer Aaron Brown. The piece first appeared last month in Knowable magazine, and we reprinted it in yesterday's issue of the Quality Digest newsletter. We're always on the hunt for good content, and this piece was a good long form piece in Knowable, packed with great information, and I really encourage you to read it. As I mentioned, it's a long piece. It's not real short, so it'll take you a little bit of time to go through it, but you're going to find it really interesting because it's really good, great information within it. And in it, Brown walks her talk by providing a lot of research to support her assertions, and that's really important because the key takeaway here is that evidence-based management requires, and wait for it, evidence. Imagine that, evidence-based management requires evidence. Some of that proof exists already, but a lot of the work, and a lot of work still remains to be done to help managers understand how to best measure things like employee productivity, efficiency, and satisfaction. All really important things for managers and executives to understand, and yet really not a lot of good scientific data to help managers and executives, again, understand those things. Really critical. But even when there's good information on these topics, there remain some significant hurdles which Brown closely considers in this piece. I mean, managers, if you think about it, many times they want to tend to do things by the gut. Many times they fear change, or they may be intimidated by the academic rigor and complexity of deep research on management. That's a really good point. If you've researched and looked at any of these papers, the findings, sometimes they're pretty dense, and they can really involve a lot of focused attention that some managers may say, I don't have the time to do that. But think about what you're missing. You're missing the opportunity to really understand, again, from a data-driven perspective, what's going on. And the fact remains that companies like Google, for instance, which Brown holds up as a positive model of evidence-based management, are deriving great value by, again, patiently engineering metrics to improve what they call their people operations. I like the phrase there, they use people operations, not human resources, people operations. That's a good one. And the irony here is that executive teams often do a great job, a really fine job of using data to make decisions about things like production or supply chains or sales forecasts, any number, innumerable pieces of data that they may consider, that they make decisions based on that, based on what the data says. Yet when it comes to hiring or firing, when it comes to promotions, when it comes to salary, when it comes to working from home, or countless other things that really affect the organization's employees, management mostly seems to be guessing, and many times they're guessing wrong, let's be honest. And there's little question that managing people is among an organization's toughest challenges. I mean, even the term managing people is a challenge, right? I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they're people. They're not products or services. They're not managed. They're people that you work with, that you encourage, that you mentor, that you help to lead, to grow, and to help your organization grow. Be that as it may, figuring out a way to maximize the output and the satisfaction level of the employees that work with you and for you, it really should be treated scientifically and handled with an eye toward what the data are saying. This really is the next great frontier with regard to quality and big data for today's forward-thinking organizations, is how do you manage the people, again, that work with you. And even when you think about people operations and you think about your customers, many times there's much more data on customer behaviors than there are on employee behaviors and employee motivations and satisfactions, yet one is very intricately linked to the other. So really interesting piece there on managing by data and what that means. So check that one out by Aaron Brown. Again, we ran it yesterday in Quality Digest. Okay.